good hard-fought win. Again, it came down to the end. Our guys competed for 60 minutes, made a few more plays than Green Bay. They're a good football team. We got things to work on. Obviously, some nicks and bumps and bruises. A long trip back. So, get at it. Go next week.
You were pretty fired up as you were leaving the field. Can you just talk about the emotions of this game and the victory?
Yeah, I just appreciate all the support, the crowd support here. It was obviously a lot of Packers fans. It felt like an away game, which I know was their home game. But at the end of the game, it felt like a home game. So when it feels like that, you put a lot into it each week. Players, staff, coaches. So you get that win and, immediately after you're pretty excited and go to the locker room, drink a water, and come out and do a press conference.
How would you describe what you've seen from your team in the first 5 weeks?
I think they play hard. They do what we ask them to do. They trust in things we ask them to do. They work extremely, extremely hard. I mean, these guys, we practice hard, practice really hard, but we try to practice smart. They play good situational football. It's really not 5 games. It's just this game. We were 3 of 4, I think, in the red zone. They're 2 and 3. What were we on third down? 6 of 10 or something like that. 6 of 11, which was much improved. I thought we were very, very efficient. I thought the quarterback had an excellent game, and he's had a few of those. Maybe his stats don't reflect it, but he's led the team down to wins. He's played good in crunch time. Coming back from a little bit of an ankle. So, and really, I give credit to all the guys and all the coaches. Just good group to work with, Bob.
Can you talk about what Saquon had to go in,
yeah,
came out, and came back in? Just what happened in that whole sequence there.
He went in, he came back out, and he went in, and then he was, and he said he was good. They looked at him. He felt, I kept asking him on the sideline, "You good to go?" He was good to go. We'll see where he's at, but hopefully he'll be ready to go next week. But he's a competitor. That's what I'll say about Saquon. He competes, but I've seen that in OTAs.
But this was a statement for your team considering the opponent, the quarterback on the other sideline?
No. I just think it's the next game. That's all these games. You give credit to all the teams you play. They're all good. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is an exceptional quarterback, but, again, it's a team game. We have to play well to put ourselves in position. I thought the coordinators did a fantastic job. Wayne Kafka and T-Mac all week, leading up to it, being prepared, getting their stuff done ahead of time, coming out here, adjustments at halftime. Those 3 guys did a great job, and the players followed their lead.
Brian, when you lose 8 players to injury, why is everybody filling the roles so well? Like right well for Saquon,
yeah.
The corners who come in.
Sure.
Why
Yeah.
is it just
Well, I give credit to the players first because they have to prepare like they're starting. Everybody talks like it, but we do things during the week where we put guys in. We did a 7-on-7 week with, some of our practice squad players along with our regular squad players. I think the coaches do a great job of getting them ready to go. Joe and I talk about it all the time. Your number can be called anytime. Can be brought up anytime. Maybe it's 2 weeks, but, let's make sure that you're in the playbook, that you understand your responsibilities as a professional, be a pro. And when you're ready to go, again, every player on this roster is here for a reason. So we expect whoever it is to get ready. There's no excuses in the National Football League. Everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through injuries. Everybody goes through downtimes. Everybody goes through a couple losses. I mean, that's just – if you can't handle that, you're probably not made to be in the National Football League. And we got a long way to go still. It's a good win, but there's a lot of things that we got to clean up, and, we'll try to do that.
Brian, did Bellinger have the option to throw that pass on the touchdown?
He did, yeah.
Where did he see that made him not do that?
He just thought he could run it in. So it's a play we've run in the past. We threw it for a touchdown. It was on a 2-point play. This one, I just told him, if you can run it in, I trust your legs a little bit more than your arm. I still think you can do it, but if you can do it, go ahead and do it. If you think there's anything that it might get knocked down or a bad play might be happening, we got another down. Let's just line up and go again.
Ryan, second half, you guys 17-0, basically. What changed in the second half for you guys to be able to sort of switch on offense and defense to come
Look, I thought the coaches were doing a good job in the first half. I thought they made a few plays, that they drove down. They're a good football team. They had a big one on a pass interference penalty. They got another little pick down there on us. They had some good plays that they made, and we started off a little slow offensively, so they got the ball. They got some momentum, but again, it's a long game. You could start fast and fade out. You could start fast and end fast. There's a lot of different things that can happen. I think what we've preached is let's not worry about the scoreboard. Let's not worry about the results. Let's just focus on the next play, and whoever's in there, let's do your job to the best of your ability, whether it's a coach, whether it's a coordinator, an assistant coach, player, support staff. Those trainers doing a great job. Daniel had a little cut on his hand, getting him ready to go out. Saquon going in and out. It's a collective team effort. Football. Our building it takes everybody, not just a couple people.
Coach, what is the biggest step you see in Daniel this season? You see him from the training camp, but what is the biggest step you see in his play? We saw this drive on the second half. He was really confident, but for you as a coach, what is the biggest step you saw on Daniel Jones?
Yeah, I just say that he comes in ready to go each week. He's very humble. I think it's very, very important to him. He has very good leadership amongst the team. Players got a lot of respect for him, and I know the coaches do too. We have confidence in him. He's done a really good job for our football team, and the things that we've asked him to do, he's done them well. And I'm glad he's our quarterback.
In that situation with the goal to go, they have the ball with that quarterback trying to tie you up, make you wait for the lead. You guys made a decision to play it out defensively. You weren't necessarily popping your timeouts and thinking that they wanted to score. What went into the mentality and the philosophy there, and your guys come up with play after play, 3 different guys?
Yeah, I'd say we discuss a lot of strategy. I'm back on the defense, and I click over the offense, and I got a private line with a couple of guys, Ty and Cade, and I go to special teams and talk to T-Mac. We just, formulated a plan. Obviously, Wink, Kafka, and T-Mac did a fantastic job of leading their units. And the players, the players get the credit. They're the ones that made the plays in crunch time. Unfortunately, we got this one.
What did you guys make specifically at halftime with the defense? What adjustments did you guys make? Because Aaron and then they really didn't do anything, really, then, aside from the drive, you guys still stopped them.
Yeah, there's always things that you talk about as a coaching staff. Again, we were trying to make those throughout the series. And again, the first half, they got down there in a big, DPI. Then they scored them one. I think it was on the 8 or something where they got down. They had that little play to Mercedes. They made a couple good plays. But I don't think you panic and make wholesale adjustments. There's certain things that you talk about, and I think again Wink did a great job with that, along with the rest of the coaches.
Brian, do you think this team? This is obviously not a normal situation here.
Playing in London?
It's and kind of such a big event feel to it. What does it say that your team was able to down, withstand it? It's crazy. They go out for you, out for them. This is not a normal type game, and the way you guys handled it.
I don't know, Paul. I just think the guys just keep playing. We put them in as many stressful situations as we could in OTAs and training camp, and don't flinch when something bad happens. There might be other. We just don't want to flinch. We just want to keep playing. And it's easy to say. I think it's hard to do, but our guys do a good job with it. That's what we try to do every game. Sometimes the outcome is, what we want, and sometimes it's not. But I give credit to our guys. They compete like heck for 60 minutes.
Coach, your thoughts on Darius Slayton today? He's had a limited role in the offense for the first couple of weeks of the season. He stepped up in some big plays today.
Slayton, did you say?
Slayton.
Yeah. Again, mental toughness. It's not perfect. It's easy when everything's going great for people. Everything's saying good things about him, and things aren't going. This kid had a good mindset. I shouldn't say kid, young man, and made the most of his opportunities when he had an opportunity to. So when you make plays, you get more opportunities, and he did that.
Saquon, a lot of people discredited the first few victories you guys had of the season because of the opponents that it came against. I don't think there's any discrediting Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Do you think this was a statement to the rest of the league that you guys are legit?
I don't think it's a statement to the rest of the league. To be completely honest, it's the NFL. every time you go against somebody, this isn't college. It isn't like you playing at Penn State and you're going against your week 1 team who's someone you should beat by 40. It's the NFL, so it's hard to win this league. For us, we can't really even focus on that. If anybody want to take it serious or not, the main thing we got to keep focus on is just interior, inside our building, continue to love the process, continue to get better, and continue to lead on each other and find ways to get wins.
What does this start mean to this team? It's the best start for the Giants in 13 years.
It's a great start. 4-1, is where you want to be. But like I said, you can't get too caught up in it. You just got to keep working. And there's a reason why we're 4-1, and that's because of the process, and that's because we got guys coming to work and believe in the system and setting the culture, setting the standard, and following it. And that's what it means. We got to just continue to do that. And if we continue to do that, continue to believe in each other, when we look back at this thing, we'll be pretty excited.
What happened on the year?
Just got banged up, laying on me pretty wrong, pretty weird. That is what it is.
Were you woozy on the sideline? Why were you stumbling forward? I'm just trying to gather exactly what happened with kind of your evaluation and how you went through getting checked.
I wasn't woozy at all. I wasn't stumbling. If anything, I was like this, pacing back and forth because I'm trying to get back in the game. There's protocols, there's things I got to go through to get you back in the game. We have some, if not the best training staff and doctors, and I put my trust in them. Obviously, I spent a little bit more time with them in the last couple of years, rehabbing than I would like. But I know they got my best interest in heart, and not only them, the coaches too, and did everything they can to get me back in the game and try to help my team win.
Were you able to watch the drive? Were you able to see the drive when Gary scored at the end?
I didn't see Gary's touchdown. I got to see a little bit of it, but I didn't get to see Gary's touchdown, which I'm a little upset about because I love Gary. That's like, not like trying him, but that's like my little brother. And I love the way he runs. I love the way he carries himself. And I'm really excited. And what way to get your first touchdown, in a big game overseas in London. And I was like, I made sure, I was like, you got the ball, you got the ball. He was like, yeah, he gave it. So that's big for him. I'm excited for him.
How do you describe the atmosphere in the stadium? Something similar to Penn State, something like put you more energy to run more, like we saw on that play in the first half.
Yeah.
How do you describe the London atmosphere?
The energy was amazing. It felt like a college game, to be completely honest. You got to give credit where, the Green Bay, they showed out. I don't know if they came from Green Bay or just over here, it's a big fan base, but they showed out, and it felt like, for me, like you said, in college, like we were at a Michigan or at a Ohio State on a way and as a away team, and that's how you want it to be. We said that back against the wall. It's only us here, and only thing we got is each other, and we lean on each other, and we're able to get the win. But the stadium was amazing. The atmosphere, this whole trip was amazing, and I love what the NFL is doing and trying to expand the game, and hopefully we're here soon.
What are you most proud about this team today, this win today? What are you most proud about as you leave here?
One, I would say just a win in general. Like I said, it's hard to win in this league. Two, just what we've been showing throughout the season, just how tough, how competitive. It's a dogfight. Find a way to get in the fourth quarter and drown them. That's the mindset that we have. Just keep leaning on each other, keep trusting each other. When they make big plays, don't waver. Never have that mindset that the game's over. At any opportunity, we know we can come back and win a game, and we showed that in a couple of weeks. And that all starts with the process. That all starts with, with Joe and Dave and all the coaches, and into the leaders, and us passing it down to the team and coming in with that standard, coming with that changing the whole culture. And we got to continue to do that. And we got to continue believing it.
You mentioned Brian there. You mentioned Brian Daboll there. I mean, how much of a difference has he made for this team this year?
He made a big difference. Not just only Dave, everyone. All the guys that came in, all the coaches, all the staff, from the guys who were here prior and who are here now. They're doing a great job, and we have unbelievable coaches. And the big thing, we got players that trust in our coaches and trust in the system. And we know that, hey, it's the NFL, they're going to make plays, but at the end of the day, if we just keep believing it, keep trusting the process, we can get the job done.
On your touchdown, did you read it? Did you think they thought you were going up the middle?
Nah, I kind of just trying to make a play, to be honest. I felt like I knew what we were doing, and once I saw GB go out, I knew it was only a corner there. So I was just like, GB's making a block, and it's a foot race, so I guess right.
Is this, we kind of saw it last week when Daniel went out. I know it's always been in, but we haven't really used it. Is this a new thing you think that's here to stay? Do you tell us to keep people off guard a little bit?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, with the Wildcat.
I don't know. I mean, every week is something new. I think Cav, Bobby, the whole offensive staff did a really good job, not only in the run game, but just as a scheme in general, but definitely in the run game, put us in a position to succeed. And, we feel like we can find a way to make some plays in that situation. Obviously going to carry over. But that's the biggest thing that, I guess, going back to your question, that I'm proud about is just the way that we're able to adapt every week. It's a different run. It's a different type of scheme, or we dress it up in a different way to get it going. And, obviously the Packers came out with the mindset, try to stop the run, and probably what every team is probably going to do from now on. But we just got to continue to adjust. And for me, find a way to make plays in the pass game. Got to be better early in the game with the drop. I don't know why that sticks in my head, but any way I can get involved in there too, find a way to make plays.
I was going to ask about the Wildcat. Like, what does it feel like to be back there, and sort of when that gets incorporated into the offense, what do you feel like having that as a part that you can add to this team?
I just feel like, they put the ball in my hand, and I got to make the right decision. Just go through the keys and go through my rules and just play the game.
Saquon, I know you said you're not getting ahead of yourselves in the team, but you've pretty much got Stephen doing so. What has changed? Is it as simple as the coach and the league?
Yeah, obviously just a standard, the culture, the coaches, but to be completely honest, what I believe has changed is just we're finding ways to win games. There's been a lot of times throughout my career that we've been in a situation in the past in the first couple of games, and we always end up on the wrong side of it, and we're finding a way to end up on the right side of it, and that's just all because of the process, all because of the way that we come to work, all because of the way that we got guys that love to be coached, the way our coaches coach, everybody from all the way up to the top of the building to training staff to being in the lunchroom, equipment guys, everybody. We got a really good thing going on in the facility, and we just got to keep building on it.
The respect and the legacy of Aaron Rodgers, the historian of this game. When he's at the 6-yard line, and you guys are playing a 2-7-1 game, what's running through your mind as you're watching that? The fact that you guys put the trust in this defense to
Nothing. I wasn't really nervous at all. I knew we were going to find a way to make a play. That's what we've been doing. We've been leaning on each other, stepping over when need to be stepped up, was offense, was defense, was special team, making plays. And, obviously 12 is 12. Aaron Rodgers, if not the best player in the league, one of the best players in the league. But our defense did what they had to do in that situation. I was probably a little more nervous on the Hail Mary attempt because, you never know with that guy. But our guys on that play made plays too, stepped up when we needed them most.
Can I just ask one quick question? Sorry. Obviously, the goal is always to win a Super Bowl, but do you ever get a chance to take stock of how far you've come? You've scored the winning touchdown in London. Not many players can say that in the NFL. Do you ever get a chance to take a step back and think what you've done in your career and as a team?
I do that a lot. Try to live in the moment. That was like the first thing when we got over here. I was sitting there, jet lagged, tired, and GB Brightwell, he literally was just like, man, I'm in London, but I play a football game. And when he said that, the reality just kind of hit. It was like, we are overseas playing the game that we love, trying to expand the game to fans, new fans. And if I go back to when I was an 8-year-old kid and I started playing football, I'll be really happy where I'm at. And obviously, you can't look too far behind. You can't look too far in the future. But just try to live in the moment, take it day by day, and continue to fall in love with the process. And if you continue to do that and continue to take those steps and those little steps up that mountain, by the end of this thing, we'll be happy where we're at.
Daniel, what did you learn about your team today that maybe you didn't know going in the way this game ended up?
Well, I think didn't learn it today, but I think we got a tough group. Group that's going to compete for 4 quarters and 60 minutes, and we got down the first half. Found a way to fight back there at the end. So I think we've known that. I think we've known we got a tough, competitive group. I thought we showed that today.
How did the ankle feel throughout the game when you started compared to how you finished? Was there a point where you were like, you know what, there's no issue here. We're completely fine.
It felt good. Felt good throughout the game, and it's been feeling good all week.
What can you say about Mike's kind of play calling throughout the game? He had some tricky plays a little bit, and you had some running a little bit more. What did you think? Did that change things a little bit for you guys offensively?
Yeah, I thought he called a great game. I thought, we were creative, especially down in the red zone, and found a way to make a couple plays. But that's stuff that we've been practicing, we've been preparing for, and I thought he called all that stuff at a great time.
With the Bellinger play, did you think you were going to get the pass in the end, or did you know he was probably going to run it in just because of the way the defense was looking?
I think I was ready for it, but I thought he made a great decision there to run it in.
Does winning this game and the way you guys did it validate for you or to people on the outside that you guys are a good team, that you're one of the top teams in the league?
I don't know. I think we've always had confidence in our group. I think we've believed in ourselves, but how the outside or how other people view us, I don't think we're concerned with that. But we played a good game today, and we'll continue to build confidence, continue to study what we got to do to get better, and continue to improve as a team.
What about you? Do you think a performance like this and like some of the ones you've had this season should answer questions people have about what you're capable of?
I don't know. I'm confident in myself. I'm confident in my ability to play and help this team win games. So how people respond to that or how people see that is up to them.
When you guys deal with, it seems like injury after injury, obstacle after obstacle, and you continue to keep winning these football games, do you feel like this team is special? Do you feel like you're building something special here?
I think we're just taking it 1 week at a time. Like I said, I think we're confident. I think we're tough. We're competitive, and we know those things. We're confident in those things. So, we're going to take it 1 week at a time, continue to improve as a group. I think it's probably, it's a big win for us. That's a good team in Green Bay, and we had to come back. We had to fight through a lot there down in the fourth quarter. So it's definitely up there for us.
I know you said you kind of just focus on what's in the locker room. You don't pay attention to what outside people think. But when there is a lack of respect, when people don't believe you guys are the underdogs, despite the 3-1 record, the 4-1 record. I mean, can that be a rallying cry? Like, can you guys kind of rally behind that?
I think we were aware that we were underdogs in the game. I think we realized that, but I think we're a motivated group. I think we're motivated to play for each other, to put our best stuff out there every time we go out there. So that's what's going to continue to motivate us, and like I said, we're going to continue to look what we can improve on.
Was the crowd noise more lopsided early on than you expected, and then how do you feel you guys handled it so well?
It was, yeah. I think we expected it to be probably a little more neutral, but it was loud early on. We went to silent cadence. I thought guys adjusted to that well and handled that well, and we really didn't have any issues with the cadence.
Was it cool to kind of see that sound flip a little bit towards the end when some of the Giant fans make a little more noise? Yeah, it was. It was cool, and
we had good support from Giants fans. It was cool to see all the red and blue in the stadium as well.
What is your opinion of this whole weekend here?
It's been cool. It's been a cool experience. Getting out and seeing a little bit of the town, and being in England. First time I've been over here, so it's been a cool experience. It was a great atmosphere today. Awesome stadium and really cool experience.
Those last two drives that you guys had in the fourth, touchdown drives, what are you telling the team at that point when you guys are down big and you just have to play your game? And what do you do to get into that point where you can an 8-minute drive and score and then another one the next drive?
I think it's just, it doesn't take anything special or spectacular. It takes guys executing and doing their jobs every play, and I think that's what we did. I think that's how you have success on offense, and you get a chance to make a big play, you make it, like the one Saquon did. But overall, I thought it was just guys executing their jobs each play.
What was the feeling like there, where when Saquon goes out, you drive down and score, but then you guys get the ball back and you see him come back onto the field? Do you feel like a little bit more of a jump or a jolt or confidence there that you have momentum and now he's back?
Yeah, I think there's no doubt. What he brings to our offense anytime he's on the field is special and unique. So to have him back at that point in the game was, a little bit of a lift for us, and that was big time.
Daniel, you were much better as a team converting third down in the second half rather than the first. Was that adjustments? Was that execution? A combination of the two?
I think it was more just execution. I thought, we made a couple adjustments here and there, but for the most part, we were, just executing our game plan and kind of what we were planning to do going into the game, and we had our opportunities to do that, and we did it. But so I think it was just guys executing, being on the same page down the stretch.
Daniel, was one of the adjustments that you decided you're just going to have to use your legs more to make plays? I think in the first half you just had the one scramble, and obviously you made a bunch of plays with your legs in the second half.
I think I just felt some of those opportunities in the second half. I don't think I I wasn't trying not to do it in the first half. I think it was just several opportunities that came up. I tried to take advantage of them when they were there.
Daniel, you've had maybe about 5 days with the guys now away together. A lot of teams that come here say it feels like a training camp environment. There's extra time for bonding. You do stuff maybe you don't normally get to do when you're at the facility back home. Have you felt that, and have you done stuff off the field with the guys, played games or done stuff to like push that bonding forward?
I think it does kind of feel like that. You're all staying in a hotel together for a few days and hanging out. So I didn't make it into London. A lot of guys went into London on Friday, but I think just being in a hotel together, being away together, practicing, meeting, eating meals, I think all that kind of stuff gives you an opportunity to spend a little more time with guys that you wouldn't if you were back home. So it was cool. It was a cool experience for us.
Have you been able to do any activities at all with guys? Has anyone led on any activities like cards or playing computer games or anything like that? Is there anything you can tell us?
I don't. Not too many games. I think just kind of being together. We went into Ware, some of us, the town where we were staying, and had a meal. But I think guys just getting out and exploring. Like I said, some guys went to London, but just being together, being away together, I think does that for you.
Daniel, is there anything unique in your mind to how Capta calls a game offensively? He's played 5 games now, and what is unique about the way he not only calls a game but maybe adjusts for it?
I don't know. I don't know if there's one thing that's unique. I think he's, I think he's creative. I think he's got a good sense for, when to take a shot, when to not, when to get creative with a play call, when to take advantage of an opportunity or something the defense is doing. But I think he's got good variety, and he's keeping the defense on the heels with what he's calling. But he's done a great job.
Daniel, what happened in your hand with the blood? It was somebody stepping in your hand, or?
Just a turf burn on my hand.
Okay. And what this confidence that you put on the second half, how do you describe when you put the team in your shoulders and you believe in this team?
I think down the stretch, like I said, it was just guys executing. No one, doing anything special or spectacular. It was just trusting each other to, do our jobs and execute together as a group. And I feel like that's what we did.
Julian, your thoughts on the last drive? The Packers drove down, couldn't punch it in. Were you thinking at any stage about potentially going into overtime?
Yeah, that's a situation where they needed obviously a touchdown. We were up 7, and they were driving. Aaron Rodgers does what he does. He's that's why he's one of the greatest quarterbacks that's playing right now. And during one of those timeouts, we just talked as a defense and just realized we got to settle down a little bit. Just play a normal series here and just do what we do. We got them to 3rd down. We got them to 4th down. When we get to 3rd and 4th is when we get our really good looks in, and we made a play, and that was a good stop. Bend don't break type of thing.
Julian, what was the mindset? Down 17-3, down 27, 10 at the half. What's going through? What's being talked about in the locker room halftime?
Yeah, it was we're a resilient group, and we felt like on defense, we kind of let them have a few. You have that long penalty on that pass interference. The broken play where in the first series where 18 catches up the middle, runs a little bit, and then gets some points. Stuff like that is it's big plays. You want to eliminate them, but that happens. And so we realized, we're playing pretty good ball. We're stopping the run, and we're limiting him as much as we can, Aaron Rodgers. And so we made some adjustments at half that we all felt great about. We wanted to apply a little more pressure. We wanted to be stickier in coverage, and we executed defensively. And offensively, I think we were getting some good looks, and guys are just tough. Those guys who are out there today are tough players. And so they made it work. They're crafty the way they get after things, and they were just, they're resilient the whole time.
You lose Adoree at halftime, don't get him back. Are you amazed at the way this team has been able to withstand so many injuries? I mean, the wide receiving core was very depleted today. You lose another. Now you don't have really either starter or secondary.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been here, it's my 4th year now with the Giants, and in years past, when guys go down, that's when we really struggle. But this team is different. The guys who step up and fill in those positions, you see Adoree going down, you see some guys stepping up and making some big plays. You see Nick McLeod, you see Fabian Monroe, you see Justin Lane stepping in there and making some big plays at the end. Because guys are ready, guys are resilient, and guys know what it takes to win. And that's what good teams do. The best teams in the league aren't staying, the least injured. They're not staying healthy the most, but they have guys that step up and make plays when their time's called. And so that's what we have on this team.
Julian, how different was this game week and this game experience to what it usually is for you?
Yeah, it was a little different with the long flight. I think we did a good job, though, of kind of managing, our bodies, our sleep, our regimen. We had a Thursday, and we flew out, and we treated the plane ride over here as like an overnight. And so they encourage everybody to sleep on the plane to just so you can get your system, on track. And Dave is a great coach because not only were we locked in when it was time to play football, but he let us explore. He let us enjoy the city, the country. And so it was a good trip, and they managed it very well. And so just kudos to the staff and everybody involved with that because they handled it, like I said, well.
Were you surprised when they said go have fun?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't like a bunch of time to have fun, but they let us go into London a little bit just to see it. And I took advantage. My wife was down here, and so we had, I was able to see. It rained. I got a trench coat. I got to try to do as much as I can, and so stuff like that is important because you got to be able to let loose, especially when you're out of the country.
What did you get besides the trench coat? What else?
Oh, I mean, I explored London a little bit, and so that's all I'll say. It was fun, though.
Can you describe what it's like playing in that atmosphere? Because that's pretty much been the most heated atmosphere that we've had, in this stadium in particular.
Yeah, so I mean, beautiful stadium. I'm really lucky to be able to say I've played now in this stadium, and so it was fun. And Green Bay travels well. I'll say that. We didn't expect as much to be a home crowd for them. We thought it'd be pretty neutral because you never know when you're going international. But they traveled well, and so it was electric for sure. And we just tried to savor it in. Obviously, we're making plays at the end. I gave a head nod to Kit Harington at the end, so things got weird. But it was a great atmosphere.
And for the fans that you guys have won over in London, do you have a message for them?
Yeah, I hope you can welcome us back soon. We loved it out here. I know everyone a part of this trip really enjoyed their time out here and really enjoyed the hospitality. I mean, it was top notch. The people, most importantly, people were great out here, and so hopefully we can be back here soon.
London's been a lucky charm for the Giants, and the past 2 years they've reached the postseason after winning.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do that this season?
I mean, I think if we keep playing resilient the way we're playing and finishing games and winning key situations, we can be anywhere. Really, the sky's the limit for this team. But we have to stick to the process and do all the little things that are required to win games, which we came through in the critical situations of this game. So hopefully we can come back and, hopefully it's a lucky charm. You never know.
What were the main adjustments that you made at half-time? Because that defense came out and just shut down the Packers.
Yeah, just that we needed a little bit more energy. We felt like we were playing well, but it wasn't good enough. And I think going out to the second half, we just added another spark. Our leader stepped up, and we went out there and we finished the second half.
It wasn't just leaders as well, though. There were a lot of players that perhaps weren't too high on the depth chart at the start of this season, stepping in throughout the game and making plays.
Yeah, we got a team full of guys, man. we do this as a collective group. Like I said before, we're one unit. We play as a group. We play as a team. So whoever goes down, everybody's always ready to step up when their name is called, when their number is called. So that's what makes us so great, man. It makes it fun because these guys, everybody's locked in. Everybody's all in one. Everybody's on the same accord. And when it's like that, it's easy.
Xavier, can you talk about the job Nick and Justin did? Think McLeod and Justin Lane stepping in once the door went down the corner?
Yeah, they did a hell of a job, man. They did a hell of a job. They were ready to go. So, all credit goes to them, man. They didn't have to, we didn't have to talk to them much on being ready to go. They're already prepared. And, when they went out there, they balled. They did what they were supposed to do. And that's all we could ask for.
How big was that Dexter Lawrence sack?
Big, super big. Every sack he get is big, man. So, he one of those guys that can wreck the whole game. And, he is Dex, man. So, he does that a lot. We love having him. I love for him to be, on the front line. It helps us out tremendously, and he always makes plays, so we love it.
Do you guys feel like you played your best game of the year today?
Nah, I don't think we played our best game, but I think collectively as a team we played really good. But I think we still got a lot of room for improvement.
Can you take us through your emotions as those 2 tip balls went up right at the end?
Yeah, they were high, especially the last one. I thought the one before that, I thought we were gonna get the pick in the game, but the last one, that was the game winner. So obviously, super excited. Just glad that we were able to get off the field and win the game.
And you got some new fashion in London on Friday to now celebrating the win, right?
You said that.
You got some new clothing, right? You said you were going to.
Oh yeah. I went to London and I did a little shopping. Got to see the city a little bit. I loved it. So I'll definitely be back sometime in off season.
David, we saw you guys fly into the ball today. How much are you enjoying playing on the coach with Martindale and just his exotic schemes and everything he dials up for you guys? Is that kind of playing to your strengths? How much are you loving that?
For sure, yeah. We love Wink, man. We trusted him. He trusted us, and that's the biggest thing. When you got two, you got a group of guys, and then you got a coach that believes in each other. We trust each other. It's easy to go out there and play. We love playing for him. We go play hard every time, and he keeps us going, and we keep him going. So it's a collective thing. We do it as a team. We do it as a unit, and we have fun with it.
We have a funny thing here in the UK where we talk about what colour is London. Is it red for Arsenal or blue for Chelsea? Very much blue these days, I'm guessing.
Wait, say that one more time? London is blue, right? Yeah.
So we talk about Arsenal, they think London is red. Chelsea say London is blue. London is blue.
Yeah, for sure. Chelsea all day. You know how it go. Chelsea all day.
So just finally, some people have maybe thought this Giants side goes under the radar at the moment at 3-1, but at 4-1 beating the Packers in that atmosphere as well that wasn't at Lambeau but kind of similar.
Man, this was a true away game, and I was not expecting that. I knew it was going to be loud. I knew we would see different fans over here, but it was a true away game for us. We came in here and battled, and I love how we played, man. We played through some adversity. We had some moments where we weren't doing this well, so we had to pick it up, and we picked it up and we finished the job.
It's going to be a happy journey back to the United States.
Oh yeah, hopefully I can get some sleep, man, on that long flight. Hopefully.
Enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man.
Evan, talk about the job. Hey, what's going on, man? Talk about the job you guys did against what was a pretty fearsome pass rush coming into this game.
Oh yeah, those guys were great up front, man. They have a really good front seven, have good interior guys, but the outside guys are really good as well. And the scheme they run kind of makes it difficult also. But we just kept chopping wood, man. Games like that get you better, and just excited that we came out with the victory.
Yeah, you mentioned the scheme, right? They run that wide 9. They set your tackles out really wide. They want to get you on an island to get those one-on-one matchups. But it seems like you guys handle those one-on-one matchups pretty well. Right.
Well, offensive coordinator did a good job of scheming up tight end chips and jams and stuff like that to give us some time for sure. So. Yeah, we just got the job done, man, and I'm extremely proud of this team, and I'm happy with the outcome.
And I think use play action to help you guys too, right? There was a lot of play action, and that can give that defense a couple seconds to think before they come at you too, right?
Yeah, Kappa did a great job scheming it up, man. Kappa did a really good job.
Talk about that 15-play, 90-yard drive. What is it like out there? Do you guys start getting a little fatigued when you're out there that long, or when you're rolling, do you not even feel it?
Man, you just kind of got to tap into that mental toughness. I mean, especially being big guys, being on the field that long. As an offensive lineman, we can't sub, but we can't rotate. So we just got to focus on chopping wood and, just moving forward, man. Like, we built for this. It's what we train and prepare for. So I'm just excited for this team, and I'm extremely happy with the outcome.
Now, you're 4-1 heading home here. Arrows pointing up. just what's the mood in here? Obviously it's happy, but what's going on inside this locker room that lets you come to London, beat Aaron Rodgers, the team that was heavily favored in this game, and come out of here with a win?
Just controlling our controllables, man, and just being a tough, resilient team, that just continues to fight, to the echo of the whistle. I mean, that's really all we can do, and I'm just proud of the way this team fought.
Dexter, just talk about the defense and pitching a shutout there in the second half against a high-powered Green Bay offense.
Yeah, right. It just shows, how much we just locked in the second half. The guys came in the locker room saying, they was giving us their best shot. They was a good football team, and we wasn't playing up to how we know we can play. And we just sat in the locker room and just said, okay, time to turn it on, and we kind of turned it on.
What does the start to this season 4-1 mean to this football team right now?
It's big seeing where we came from since I've been here, really, and even before. It's just big. It gives a lot of people confidence. It shows that just the gratitude. I mean, just we happy to be here. Honestly, it's just we just got to keep fighting. We got to keep showing and improving each week, like who we are and who we want to be.
There was a decent number of people who discredited what you guys had accomplished the first 4 weeks of the season because of who your victories came against.
Mm-hmm.
There's no discrediting this one. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers, it's the Packers, a team that's every year seems to be in Super Bowl contention. Do you think that this validates that you guys are a legitimate force in this league?
I think every win does. Say we lose the three games before this that we lost. Then they say, okay, the Giants can't win again. You know what I mean? So I think every game is important. Every game has its own importance to it, and this is a good football team that we beat, and we're happy. We're gonna celebrate, and we're gonna move on the next day.
Your guys' ability to keep losing players and still keep fighting, still keep firing, and winning these games. I mean, does it kind of indicate that there might be something special happening here?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's just, guys just ready to go. And, that's a good job to the coaches, keeping most of the guys ready to go and play. And like you said, I think we're building something really special, a family, something that we need. And people want to go out there and play for each other, play well for each other at that. And, that's what happens. That's how you get a great football team.
What we say to you at the halftime to putting a show in the second half and shutting out the Packers?
I think it's more of the players. We didn't like how we were playing in the first half. They was hitting us with here and there, little things like that. So, we just had to tighten up and understand how he was trying to, break down the defense. And honestly, we just came in and said, it's not over. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep playing for each other, and the outcome will show itself. Dexter,
what's it say about this team that it just seems like there's another injury every week and they keep bouncing back from it? What's it say about this team?
It just shows the heart and how much we want to play for each other, how much we want to be there for each other, and the coaches getting every guy ready in their room. It kind of sucks to have your key guys go down or guys that you count on, but at the same time, we all pros, so we all got to be ready when our number's called.
Were you bummed today when you got here and found out Leonard wasn't going to play?
I kind of expected it a little bit, so my mind was already, I had to keep showing up, holding it down till he get back. So that's kind of how it's been.
You were part of some of the struggles of this, or part of a team that struggled the last few years. This turnaround, I mean, do you credit a decent amount of it to Brian and the staff that he's kind of brought in?
I think he just, he brought a different attitude. He let the players kind of lead things, and he let the players take control of some things, and he take care of us, and he just got all of us feeling like it's one, it's a unit, it's a family, and it's a good credit to him.
Were you surprised at all when you guys got here and said go out and have fun in London? And did you have fun in London?
I didn't end up going. I was resting. I was tired, but I love to nap.
Dexter, other than napping, is there one thing that you did away from the field here in London that you can take away back to the States with you?
I took some little pictures of the where. We're standing where. Took some pictures, ate some fish and chips. Almost got kicked out of a place for calling it fries. Had some good curry. You know, just relaxed, got some good massage. It was chill. I was chilling.
Dexter, how it feels to have this sack against Aaron Rodgers in front of all this yellow wave of Packers fans? It was looking like Lambeau Field.
No, it felt good, you know, sacking like one of the greatest, Hall of Famer for sure. I can't, you can't ever get that back, so you got to take advantage when you play guys like that, and it was special.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
The Ravens up next week, you did well going to that game as underdogs as well, like you did today. You guys like the underdog?
Yeah, I think every game we're underdog, and I enjoy it. We embrace it, and we just go out there and fight for 4 quarters, and it shows.
Dexter, last one. Is that a motivating factor for you guys that you're the underdog?
I think it's kind of just like it just is what it is type of thing. It does, boost because we know who we are internally, and just for everybody to hold us down, it just shows that there's no pressure on us. So we just go out there and play, be who we are, and the outcome will come to itself.
When you went in for fish and chips, I'm guessing there's a few of you. Did they recognise who you were or guess?
They knew we were big people, so they kind of just like, what do you do? Like, are you basketball players?
What's the fish and chip order for a big guy like yourself?
See, my eyes is bigger than my stomach. I had got like 2 large cods and a large chip. I call it a fry, but chip and so who?
You're getting mushy peas.
No, I don't know what that is. I didn't see that one.
A reverse?
Yeah, it was
in the end zone. Talk about it.
Yeah, it's a great design play. We've been practicing week in, week out, and finally got the chance to run it. Just made a play.
You feel like you're the fastest player on the team now after the way you got into that end zone?
I don't know about that, but just watching Saquon and watching guys make plays, I feel like we needed to make a play, and so we did.
So talk about the offensive mentality going into the second half. Like, what adjustments did you guys talk about at halftime? And, what was your mindset going into the second half?
Yeah, the biggest thing that we define our team as is resilient. The biggest thing coming to the locker room is just be resilient. We said 0-0 on the scoreboard and just went out and just played our football, and we didn't worry about the score. We didn't worry about the crowd. We just went out and played how we play football.
Do you feel as though this is the most complete game you guys have played as an offense so far this year?
I think there's a lot of struggles. We'll have to see the film and see what we can clean up, but there's definitely a lot to clean up. And I'm not sure if it's the most complete game, but I know there's a lot to work on and a lot to improve on.
In the second half.
Yeah, man. Dory, that's one of our leaders, and he make a lot of plays for us. So, him going down, those other guys was ready to step up, and they did a great job. And it just showed you how how tight this defense is. When one go down, we don't blink. The next guy up, we're ready to go, and that's what happened today.
Shut out in the second half. Maybe more than you would have hoped for, or no?
Yeah, they was a good team, and they got rolling in that first half, and we just said we was going to stay together, play one play at a time, and we looked up and they didn't score a point in the second half, so that's just going one play at a time right there.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
What did you see on the last play on the Hail Mary? You have a straight line shot to him?
Yeah, I kind of just tried to contain him. I kind of pushed him back to Hottie, and Hottie pushed him to me, and I just cleaned him up, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's just us working as a unit for real.
I know you've made a lot of plays this year. And in your career, using weight to play and trying to go for that play. Was that about as exhilarating a play as you've had as a professional?
Yeah, man. The second Aaron Rodgers in London. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna remember this forever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just another play. We looking forward to next week.
What was it like on the goal line when you guys, you see Aaron Rodgers out there and this offense? They're 6 yards from essentially tying the game. The way you guys were able to come up with plays and 2 deflections at the line of scrimmage, that's not typical against Rodgers.
Like I said, we got this one play at a time mentality. You know what I'm saying? We don't care if the ball is at the inch-yard line. Like, they got 1 inch to go. We believe in ourselves. We're going to throw a punch regardless. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we did. Came out with a dub.
We're here at the locker of Kayvon Thibodeaux. Kayvon, what changed in the second half? They got that lead early, but in the second half, you really shut down the Packers' offense.
We just kept fighting. We had a game plan. We stuck to it. Everybody bought in, and we never flinched.
How big was that Dexter Lawrence sack, the big man behind you?
I mean, you know, it's a blessing when you got guys who are going to do their job and do it at a high level. I mean, it feels good just being able to create that pressure so he can get that sack.
And then, how about the job your secondary did? Dory Jackson, your veteran leader, goes out. Nick McLeod's got to step up. Justin Lane's got to step up. What kind of job did those guys do back there?
Just knowing it's a team game. Nobody can do it by themselves. And, you know, when it's your time to step up and make that play, just make sure you're ready.
How about the offense? 2 touchdowns in their final 3 possessions. They scored, I believe, on their final 4 or 5 consecutive. What kind of job did Daniel Jones do to try to bring it back? I
mean, the biggest thing, you know, we talked about was making sure that we stayed together and we had their back and they had ours. So regardless of, you know, what the outcome was of each drive, we're going to keep fighting and we're going to try to play complementary football. So I give it up to the offense. They played great and the defense was able to feed off of it.
Do you sense you wore down that Packers offensive line a little bit, where in that second half you started, maybe it wasn't a sack, but you started getting consistent pressure on Rodgers to make him uncomfortable?
I mean, you know, once we tied the game up, we tried to pull him to the deep end. And once we pulled him to the deep end, we realized not too many of them could swim.
Was part of the game plan when you guys brought those blitzes late and you knew who was getting rid of the ball quick to get those hands up? It seems like you got a lot of batted balls at the line of scrimmage.
You know, that's what you call adjustments, right? You know, seeing what they were doing, seeing that they kept throwing it to the outside, making our DBs and our corners play, and the interior, we knew we couldn't really affect the quarterback as much, so we just kept seeing where we could, you know, get that advantage, and, you know, getting our hands up was that next step.
Yeah, it's tough to blitz Rodgers, right? He's seen everything, and he's burnt a lot of people blitzing, but it seems like you guys really picked your spots, and with your game planning, did it in the right positions to kind of bring them off a rhythm.
Yeah, definitely. I give it up to Wink, man. He called a great game, and everybody executed.
Kayvon, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
And last one, you were talking about when some of the guys had to step up in the secondary. You guys had Aziz and Big Cat out. Like, in the defensive meeting room, when they talk about accountabilities and guys stepping out, like, what is y'all's mindset? Like, what do y'all actually say to each other when it's like we got somebody out, somebody got to go in?
You know, we try not to even think about it because anybody can play at any moment, right? So just making sure that each individual person is ready to go, and it's really on the coaches. You know, they continue to harp on next man up, and they continue to harp on really buying in and being ready. So, you know, guys really stepped up, and I give them that credit.
Your first win in London, you looking forward to coming back?
Come on, of course, man. Why wouldn't I want to come back? We just won.